Landlords, if you think self-managing your rental saves you money, think again. So, biggest misconception really in the rental market is that the process is relatively straightforward and finding a tenant, it's a people business. You've got people available to you. You can do a little bit of advertising on Facebook. People say Rightmove is easy. All of the things that go with a typical kind of estate agent trend in a method to save money are the sort of questions that come up surrounding this. Ultimately, with renting out a property, the challenges come later down the line and you might not see them in the first instance. So where I often get a call as a letting agent is from a landlord client that has contacted us that might have used our services right at the start to find their tenant and then have managed the rest sort of themselves, and they'll say, I'm in a very difficult situation. My tenants stopped paying rent. They're complaining to environmental health that they're not happy with the condition of the property. As far as I'm concerned, I've done nothing wrong. I don't know what to do. And it's challenges like that that we come across day to day that we need to navigate. And there's so many pieces of legislation out there that understanding it and getting to the bottom of that before you start the process is really, really important if you're going to be a landlord and self-manage. So what we can do in terms of saving landlords money is with our initial pre-qualification checks and our referencing, when we start the advertising process for a property, the finding process of a tenant covers you for an insurance policy. So let's say your tenant has been referenced, the credit checking process, we do a credit check, we do a right to rent check, we do an income reference, and we cover previous landlord references before as well. But that final report, we work with a third party to put that together, and that subsequently qualifies you as a landlord to be able to take out an insurance policy for things like rent guarantee, legal expenses cover, and other similar matters. In addition to that, you've then got the tenancy setup and the management process. A lot of landlords might not be aware that a tenancy deposit, if it's not registered correctly and a certificate isn't served to the tenant in the correct format, then a tenant could legally take you to court as a landlord for 3 times the value of the deposit just based on how you issued the paperwork. So little sensitive items like this are often overlooked if you're not aware of them. So having an agency on board to help with things like that could be really, really valuable. So put it this way, there's an excessive amount of legislation out there, hundreds of different pieces of legislation, and it's changing regularly with the likes of the Renters' Rights Bill coming and other similar matters. If you don't have an agent giving you the correct guidance and advice, you could easily trip up. And if you've got a tenant who knows their way around a situation and obviously is keen to save money themselves, they will notice these things and they will know how to respond and deal with these things. And you as an agent, you as a landlord, have got to be prepared to know how best to deal with it. So having an agent on board will help you save that money. And we can go into far more detail on this if you'd like to join us at the next Landlord Seminar on the 9th of October.